Alright, shalom, shalom. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem, Rakaha Kodash. This is the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter and the 13th verse. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, right? The deceived and the deceiver are his. Alright, Yahweh Shemashai, he deceives men. Okay, the deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Lord has men in deception. Okay. It's lucky. I'm just. Alright, Job chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay, the deceived and the deceiver are his. The Lord can put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets. Okay, and that's very prevalent. The Lord, he'll deceive men. Okay, into thinking things that are not convenient. Okay, 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 22. I'll start at verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner, and another, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so now. So the Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of men. Okay, like that, talking about that Russia is going to be ruling after America, or going to try to fight up against the Lord when the kingdom is set up. When it says right here in 2nd Ezra chapter 13 that when Yahushua comes down, everything is going to be under subjection to him. Okay, right here it says right here, 2nd Ezra 13. Okay, if I could just try to make this font a little smaller. It's lucky. Just bear with me. There it is. Alright, 2nd Ezra 13. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So it's going to be a complete invasion. Yahweh Shai and his angels are going to invade this place, pursuing the Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. He cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Alright, or Psalm 68 and 17. It says the chariots of the Most High are thousands, even thousands, and the Most High is among them as in Sinai. It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen unto him, right? Like it says in Revelation 1 and 7. Alright, he comes with clouds, every eye shall see him, and the people shall wail because of him. Alright. It says, and whensoever the voice out of his mouth, and whensoever went out of his voice, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is who? Yahweh Shai is that man coming through with the thousands of chariots. And no, the ones that's trying to gather or subdue Yahweh Bashim Shai, Yahweh Shai, is going to be Esau and these other nations try to fight up against the Lord when he returns. All right, and the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight up against him, like it talks about in Romans 9. All right, for the same purpose have I raised thee up, so that I can show my power in thee. It says, but verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Right, so he's going to pull up on a huge chariot that, you can't see the ending or the beginning of. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there is fight. So they're going to be shook up when Yahweh Shai come, but they still going to try to fight up against him. That's why it talks about it's going to be war in heaven, and Yahweh Shai going to make easy work of them. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and the violence, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So Yahweh is going to destroy them. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another multitude, and there came much people unto him, some were glad, the elect, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and some of them were bought, and of them that were offered, and sick. Then was I sick through great fear. So who's going to be bound? Esau and these other nations. Okay, they're going to be put in slavery. They're going to be bound up. That's when Yahweh Shai returns. And ain't going to be nobody to fight up against Yahweh Shai. Anybody saying that somebody going to try to fight up against Yahweh Shai and his elect and, take them down or something like that is out of their mind. This 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right, and you're being deceived if you think that. Okay, this is it. This is Esau's final hoorah. Okay, that he has a bounds that he cannot pass. Okay, he can't go any farther than how he is. All right, it says, verse 14. But continue down the things which thou hast learned, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. We learn them from the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, precept upon precept, line upon line. Okay, it says, in that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures, are able to make thee wise in the salvation. So you're supposed to continue in what you've learned. Don't switch up, change up the doctrine. All right, because that's what happens. Men get beside themselves, start bringing out other things, and we are warned of these things. So this is Matthew 22 and 29. Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures nor the power of the Most High. Right, and any dude saying that Russia is going to fight up against Yahweh Shai when he's in power, you err not knowing the Scriptures nor the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. They could never beat Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai going to beat everybody when he return. All right, 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's what that is, a seducing spirit and a doctrine of a devil. It's not it, which means to be a deceiver. All right. So the Lord is putting a lying spirit in men's mouth to say many different things, but we got to continue to, stay vigilant and circumspect. All right, and continue the things that we have learned. Shalom.